Hello, I'm Norman Alderman, and I'm speaking for the Pocahontas Commentator. I'm standing in front of a sign of a store. Now, I don't have a shirt or tie on, but you could think of this as a funeral. It's a funeral of a business. That business we're going to be talking about today is Grandpa's Pantry. I came here this is where Grandpa's Pantry was birthed. It was here that, as we were driving down this highway, we came across a store that probably most of us, particularly myself, had never seen before. Inside this store, there were unusual things. They were different things in terms of cooking. This was a delight, this little store here. But there came a time that somebody else wanted it, and it was gone. We're going to follow that journey today, and it's going to be kind of like a funeral by the time we get through. I'm going to take you from here to where Grandpa's Pantry went when it had to leave here. Then we'll go down there, and then we'll go back up to the place where Grandpa's Pantry is now, if it's not already gone, because the state of West Virginia has chosen to close Grandpa's Pantry. And it's because of signs. You see, back around 1966 or something, the federal government said, what we'll do for you is we'll give you some money if you regulate the signage along the road. About 1980, they got all excited and they started doling out money. But there was one little stipulation. It was the fact that they had to regulate the signage along the road. And so rules were put up and put into law so that little places that had signs but they weren't on their property, that they would have to go. Well, Grandpa's Pantry, starting here, was in good shape. It had no problem with that because it was right next to the highway. The sign was on the right place. So they set up business. It was a nice place too. I loved it. My wife and I would come here. They had a little room off to the left there. Had some things in it. The folks at Grandpa's Pantry would give you a free sample of cider. I imagine there's been a lot of folks had a free sample of cider here, or down at town, or even up where they're at. But now that's gone. So we're preaching the funeral of the death of a business, and we'll take you on that route. So our story picks up here on Main Street in Marlington. We come by this place here, the Pocahontas Times. They now have re-established themselves out of their old building. We noticed that over there used to be a section of Hudson's Variety Store, is now a thrift shop. Then we come by the old smokehouse, where used to be the pool room. It's now a flower place. Come by the place that used to be a racetrack in there. Kenny Underwood had it. Then it went from there to other things, and finally it finished out as a combination music store and a fitness place. It's gone too. This was what was the old beer joint. I think it's now going to become a lawyer's office, although I don't see anything happening much in there. And this is the diner. Everybody really misses the diner bad. The diner was a landmark here. French's Diner. Ate here every morning. A biscuit, sometimes 2 biscuits. Cooks were nice to me. Waitresses were nice to me. But there came a time that the IRS came in and tried to sell it. Even the IRS couldn't sell this place. And then, lo and behold, we have now arrived at what was the second station of the pilgrimage of Grandpa's Pantry. It was in this building right over here. Now this building has got a very interesting history. It's actually been many things. It used to be where the Pocahontas Pharmacy was before they left town. But it was a nice place for Grandpa's Pantry. It was going to be a bakery. That's what got it all fixed up. They were going to put a bakery in it. That didn't happen. And finally Grandpa's Pantry decided that they would give their store a shot here now that they were going from their Edrey location. So they came down to this, and they had a nice place. They had a little eatery. You can come and get you a sandwich here. A little eatery right in the front. And of course they had all their various other things, spices and cooking stuff. And it was fun. It was a fun place. It really was. We used to go there, hired some people too. But then that came. Now it's going to become the place for the Visitors Bureau.